Alright, so today we're just doing a suburb review on Dallas in Victoria. Now, a lot of people are investing in Dallas at the moment, mostly because it's affordable, and you also get some strong rental yields as well. In certain pockets, you can get close to 5% or over a 5% yield, which is unheard of in Melbourne Metro, to be honest. Now, so I see the appeal, but yeah, in our experience of buying over the last 12 to 18 months, I won't lie, it's almost like buying in a minefield because you've got commission homes, you've just got bad pockets that people aren't willing to pay a premium in. And they won't even rent as well as other pockets of Dallas. So there's a few issues there first to start off with, and then you've also got the overlays. So Dallas happens to be in a pocket where the airplanes that are about to land into Tullamarine, they fly over Dallas, and because of that, they have certain overlays, like just as an example, there's one that's called Airport Environ Overlay, and there's a Schedule 1 or Schedule 2, and what that basically will do is it's going to limit your ability to subdivide and build later down the track. So just please keep that in mind. There are a lot of things that you have to consider before looking at the suburb data. So onto the suburb data we'll go now. So from a short-term perspective, we feel Dallas does have a lot of potential. So there's a decent amount of infrastructure spend, which is always a good sign. Now, I do need to point out though that this market, because it's relatively low socio, we do expect if it was to grow well over the next 1 to 4 years, which we do expect it to do, we may expect some sort of negative correction afterwards, and not a small negative correction, because the honest truth is, obviously once investors hit this area and pump up the market up to a certain point, when those investors leave, the people that live there locally or people even in neighboring suburbs that would buy into those areas probably wouldn't spend very much to buy there. There's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be put in. The whole suburb basically needs a facelift, in my opinion, if you haven't walked through here, if you're buying from interstate. So yeah, really not too bad from a short-term perspective, but over the long run, a bumpy ride. Don't get me wrong, property prices do go up over a long enough period of time, but yeah, please keep that in mind. Now, what is it doing right now? So it's starting to show some positive signs. So over the last year, it's over the last 12 months, it's starting to move in the positive direction, 2.78%. Very early days, but yeah, it is starting to move, so that's fantastic. Rental yields as well, sort of starting to be on the rise. That's generally a good sign. Again, over here the ISRAD score of 1, meaning it's very low socio. We already know that. There's a healthy number of renter to owners in the area, so there aren't too many renters, so that's a good sign. What we are really sort of basing our short-term growth projections on is the balance between the supply and demand. So you've got the stock on the market tightening, which is a really good sign. Inventory tightening, very, very good sign. And then you've already got 28 days of market, which is already very competitive. So fantastic for short-term growth. The hold periods right now, on average, people are holding their properties for nearly 10 years. That's a good sign. It is starting to become more livable. That's fantastic. Vacancy rates. Right now, let me just have a look at the trend. Look, it's trending in the downwards direction. It's tightening. That's fantastic. But we do see a bit of a rise here. Now, that's probably just the investors hitting the market, flooding the market with new rentals, but you can see it's correcting beyond that. So as soon as the rental stock's hitting the market, it's being absorbed, which is a good sign. So nothing of concern there. Building approvals, you don't really see one building approval, so that's good. Not too many. We don't want too many of those. Look, everything's looking fantastic from a short-term perspective, but just like I said at the start of the video, the low socio aspect of this suburb will hold it back over the longer run compared to higher socio suburbs. I'm not saying it's not going to do well. I just think it's just going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. But hey, if you're looking for strong rental yields and you're looking for some quick capital growth, yeah, this is not a bad suburb to get into, because honestly, getting anywhere near a 5% yield in Melbourne is it's unheard of, to be honest. So I hope that helps you. If you have any other suburb reviews that you'd like me to cover, please let me know, and yeah, I can make that my next video. Thank you.